Are we working? Ah, yes, there we are. Marvellous. Evening. Sorry, a minute or two late. Had one of those days. Just been spending about 3 hours on the phone to the bank for deciding to do some random security block on my card when I was trying to pay for the phone. Very annoying. Anyway, got there in the end. Evening, David. Pete Stella. Hello, hello, hello. Right, let's put up some pictures, something to look at for a minute. Hang on a minute, let me find, what do we got here? These are some bits that I haven't added to the catalogue yet. Yeah, so just a quickie, hopefully you got an email out earlier on. I'm going to be at the Elephant House tomorrow about 12-ish. So if you've got anything to collect or want to drop anything off to consign for the next auction, then let me know. Ping me an email if you haven't done already or whatever, or let me know on here. Because once I've seen people there, I'll be shooting off. Hopefully calling to see Mr. Barson. Pick up another working model for the next auction. Ooh. So there we are. Evening Paul, evening Peter C, Peter W. So yeah, that's my plan for tomorrow. So just bear that in mind. Alan is coming on the 11th. I had it confirmed today. So again, if you've got stuff for Alan to pick up, or if you've given him stuff or are giving him stuff to drop off the next auction, that should be here on the 11th, which is next Wednesday, I think. The batch of stuff, the batch of big machines I mentioned the other day, I think they're coming on Monday or Tuesday. I'll probably get them Monday, but it might be late, so I probably won't even get around to unloading the van on Tuesday. I'm not actually sure where I'm going to put them all at the minute, to be honest. Got some quite nice big stuff. So, yeah, some of them might have to stay on the van until Alan's been on Wednesday and made a bit of space. But there we are. There's going to be a good sale, some good stuff coming in. Weirdly, actually, it's probably going to be mostly machines and not much else where it's going at the minute. There doesn't seem to be much coming in at the moment in the way of fairgroundy bits and bobs and advertising things and the other stuff we sell. So it might be a relatively small auction in terms of lots, but very high quality in terms of machines. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, quality over quantity. Can't beat that, really, can we? So that's that. What else was I going to tell you? Yeah, I've been working on... Now, hang on a minute, because I need to pull up my development server in the background and show you this new little feature I've been working on. If I click on that... and click on here. Yeah. So this will look slightly different to your screens, because this is my development one in the background. Evening, Gary. Evening, oh, sorry, I missed the New Year's Eve session. Well, there you go. You can watch it back if you're really bored for 3 hours. There's some interesting stuff in it, actually, some interesting machines. And photographs of people's stuff that we hadn't seen before, so it's worth a look. You can always watch it at double speed, which speeds up a bit, and kind of skip through it a little bit. Anyway, yeah, so what I've been working on is, I've mentioned before, the factoids. So I'll put a few up on, because I'm just playing with it at the minute. It will be hopefully released in a week or two's time, maybe, when I get around to finish programming it. Obviously, auction takes priority. So doing a bit on Brian's, because that's usually what I experiment with. So here, so if I zoom in on this a little bit so you can see a bit better on the screen. If you look on the smaller screen, then things change shape and they fit in better. So basically, it'll end up as a timeline, depending on what size your screen is, depending on how things fit. But essentially, it's difficult always to write or get people to write or full histories of anything, whether that be a machine or a fairground ride or an enamel sign or anything, the makers of those things, and then people and places in due course as well, to bring all this history together. So by doing it, if you think of like Wikipedia, I'm sure you're all familiar with Wikipedia, where they have big articles which you can log in and kind of edit them. that to me seems a bit of a clumpy way of doing things, because nobody really likes to start off and blah blah blah. So I thought of doing it by little factoids, so just little snippets, and then basically the history of machines, that's what we're looking at the minute, or makers of machines, or the people involved. Obviously, certain people were had interest in several different companies or makers over the years, and so on. Places, sometimes there's places that were associated with different makers or different distributors, and so on and so on and so on. So we're doing as a little individual little snippets of information. They gradually build out a timeline, because nearly all information can have a time put on it. Not always, depending on what the information is, but most of it can. Anything else just go at the bottom. And this kind of the histories kind of write themselves. Obviously, these are just a few little bits I've just popped in. Then they'd all have clickable links as well. So anything in blue would be clickable. So this, the factoid here talking about the Odd Clod made in 2007. Click that, and then that would go over to the Odd Clod page, and so on. And Brian's would go to the Brian's page, but it might reference, it might say that Brian's worked with, I don't know, Oliver Wales, let's say, for argument. So Oliver Wales would be clickable, and that would go to Oliver Wales's page, and so on. And there's an awful lot of information in a lot of places. There's a lot of stuff in the Carter's book, in all the different books, in articles that were published in the World's Fair years ago, magazines, stuff that people know themselves anyway, stuff in old trade catalogues. Sometimes you get a label inside a machine with some interesting stuff on it. Stuff to pick up from photographs when we're talking about locations and buildings and stuff. All sorts of interesting things. So the idea would be over time to pull all that information together in just in little chunks at a time, rather than trying to sit there and research a whole article on Brian's, let's say, that's what we're looking at. Just add little bits to it. And ultimately, I haven't programmed it yet, but you lot would be able to add bits to it as well. Now, why would you bother? Well, hopefully some of you would just like to do it because it's an interesting thing to do, and it builds up the information for all of us to benefit from in due course. But I'll have an incentive as well. So I think what we'll do is something like, I haven't quite figured it out yet, but the idea would be every little factoid you sent in would perhaps give you like a raffle ticket number. Then every month or every week might be a bit drastic, every month maybe, so we have a half decent raffle prize or two. In the live stream thing, we'll draw a raffle out, and all those, so every little factoid would give you a raffle ticket number, essentially. So that's a bit of an incentive for you to rack your brains for information that you know. And as I say, it can often be about on things you've got. Sometimes there'll be little manufacturer's plaques on things which give an address, for example, that we don't know. So that's interesting. Or date that something was made. Prices, sometimes you get, they're quite interesting. Old historical prices, like when stuff was new, and so on and so on. Anything basically. So hopefully that makes sense. So I'm working on it, as you can see. The kind of dynamics of it work. As I say, this scrolls out different sizes and so on. It automatically, basically, when I add one, it scans in. The system scans looking for names of machines and things and puts the links in. So it's all a bit complicated to program. But there'll also be so as we've got a page about, let's talk about Brian just for a minute. Every different machine they made has its own page with photographs of the machine on and so on. So then we've got the main page about Brian's as a company, which lists all the machines they made, and then the history about Brian's as a company. Then anything that involves either William Bryan or Jim Bryan or whoever individually, they would have ultimately their own little page as like a person profile page, if you like. So perhaps we can find some photographs of them, a bit about their history. Some people in the slot machine game were involved with lots of different companies over the years, so they again would link to the different companies. the one thing computers and databases are very good at doing is linking information together. As long as you tell it what it is, you can write an algorithm to pull all that information together, which gets difficult to do in a book. So if you look, I'm sure most of you have got the Carter's book, which Paul Braithwaite spent ages researching. There's loads of little bits of information in there. A lot of that is drawn from other books and sources. If you look in the very back, you'll see there's, I don't know, 50 or more references to books where he pulled all these little information snippets from, and magazines. My magazine I used to publish, World's Fair magazine, CoinSlot, and so on and so on and so on. So there's so much information everywhere, but it's really hard to find a way to present it so you can get at it. It's hard to explain, really, especially when it all cross-references to each other. So often, if you look in Carter's book, any one of the little kind of biographies of a company, it'll be referencing other companies because that man used to work for a different company, or one company turned into another one that was bought out by another, and so on. And actually, in the physical form in a book, it kind of gets hard to track it because you're flicking 4 pages and back again and trying to find something, and so on and so on. Whereas by shoving it all in a database, you just click on a page and anything relevant is, well, there you go, it's all presented on one page. So there we are. So I've been working on that for a while, and I've just sort of done a bit more in the past couple of days to get it actually working. And I've got a program in the people pages and the location pages, which is what I've talked about before, doing this kind of interactive map thing. So hopefully we'll be able to do it as a list of locations, towns or whatever, so you could have a look at your town and see what was in your town in the past, but also as a map, so you could zoom in and have little pins on the map kind of thing. And you might find out there was a factory in the next street from you, or there used to be an amusement arcade down the road, or there used to be some stuff in the park, some fairground rides in the park that you didn't know about, and so on and so on and so on. So we are. I think it'll be quite interesting. So that's what I've been up to on that score. As I say, with the auction front, I put a few bits and bobs on. We've got some other bits to add on. Let me, if I log out of I need to log into the website proper, because they don't show up on my development site. Bear with me a minute. Let me do that. In the back. Oh, what have I done there? I've done something. I'll go over here. That's it. There we go. So there's these bits to add on, and then I'll put up, just started putting up a few machines that are 1, 2, those 3 we sold before, and these were 3 that didn't sell in the last auction that we're in again. So it's the start of those. And I say the big machines are coming in Monday. Working model hopefully Sunday, and anything else up I collect on my travels over to Leamington on Saturday, tomorrow. So do let me know. There we are. Any questions, comments, fire away. It's only just a short, sharp one, really. There'll be lots more next week as all this other stuff comes in. But principally to let you know, tomorrow Leamington, Sunday I'm back here in Cambridge all day if you want to come over for anything. Next week, then Monday morning I'm tied up. I've got a meeting. Then hopefully Monday afternoon we're going to go fetch these big machines in. And the rest of the week, I think I'm around most of the week. Yeah, should be. So there we are. Alan's coming Wednesday the 11th. I think I've already told you that, didn't I? Pictures and stuff to look at. I've got a really good picture of a switchback at Clacton in the 50s to look at on Sunday. David Lott sent us a little video zoom round of his games room, which looks rather good. So we'll perhaps have a look at that on Sunday. I had some other pictures somebody sent me as a result of the live stream. Peter C, I think it was, wasn't it? Some more machines, pictures of the inside of some of the machines we looked at on New Year's Eve. So I'll sort those out as well. Get them uploaded to the website in due course as well. So lots going on, as always. But yeah, onwards and upwards. Other dates I've also added on the I put on the main Elephant House website page, which is basically only one page these days, for the auctions for the rest of the year. So it's basically the last Sunday of every odd numbered month. So if you just go to elephanthouseauctions.com, so we've got 26th of March, 28th of May, 30th of July, 24th of September, 26th of November. They're kind of provisional. Hopefully they won't have to change, but you know, family stuff, blah blah blah, things happen. Obviously trying to predict a year in advance is tricky, but fingers crossed they'll be the last Sunday of the odd numbered month. So pencil those dates in, and I'll only change them if we absolutely have to. So you know, 99% sure the auctions will happen on those dates. There we go. I think that's probably about it. Short and sharp. Anybody add anything to the wanted list lately? Grand Canyon Pusher. I had one of those. In fact, that might have been the one I had. Can't remember. Yeah. Anyway, don't forget always to have a shifty down there and see if you've got anything that people are looking for. There's some keen buyers out there. We just got to find them the right things. But, yeah, there we are. Shooters required. A telescope. I've had a telescope for ages. Anyway, Peter C, Housey works. No smoke. Oh, well done. Excellent. Just sends a picture of that when it's all done and shiny and looking lovely. That's yeah, braver man than me, really, plugging things in. I've got a couple of Electromech things to plug in at some point when I dare. A circus theme one, which is quite fun. I bought because it's got elephants on it. I can't remember what the other one is. But, I might sell the other one. But I'd like to get the elephant one working just because it's got elephants on, really. So maybe I should bring it up to you and let you plug it in, and you can work it out for me. That might be a cunning plan, mightn't it? Yeah, there we are. Right, anything else from anybody? Anybody need to know anything? Fire away in the next minute or two. Otherwise, we'll call that a night. Short and sharp, and we'll catch up again Sunday night with some more photographs to look at, video clip to look at. Picture of a working model to look at, hopefully, which will either be on or off the van, and anything else I can think of for Sunday. So, was something else? I've forgotten already. My brain's addled. Peter says switch it on from a distance. Yeah, that's always a good plan, isn't it? Yeah, plug it in a long extension lead and stand well back. See what happens. So a project for a summer day, I think, so we'll do it outside, just in case. But it's a nice looking thing. Oh dear, excuse me. So there we are. I think that's it. I'll catch up again Sunday. Don't forget, if you've got anything you think other people would be interested in seeing, do send me pictures or video clips or whatever you've got. Because it's much more interesting when we've got some stuff to look at rather than me just rabbiting on about nothing half the time. And we'll catch up on Sunday. Get your thinking caps out for the little factoids. So it doesn't show up on your site yet because I haven't uploaded it yet. So you still get this page without the factoid sections on. but we'll hopefully have it working within a week or so with a bit of luck. I've got to think of how to do these raffle ticket things, but I think that'd be quite fun. Wouldn't have a weekly or monthly probably, because I don't think I could afford a good prize every week. But we could do it monthly for I don't know, a bottle of Plonk and a box of chocolates or something, whatever. I'm sure I can think of something to send you. Yeah, I think it'll work quite well. And it's a bit less daunting than it is trying to write whole histories of things or people or places or companies, etc. So hopefully that will work well. That's the plan. Right, I think that's it from me. So have a jolly night. I'll catch up with 2 or 3 of you on Saturday, sorry. And I'm here in Cambridge on Sunday. If you fancy a day out for any reason, then you're more than welcome, as always. So let me just stick on here. Next one, Sunday Eve, 8:05 PM with some more pics, etc. to look at. Shove it in there like that. There you go. Right, that's it. Over and out. Catch you soon.